And we're live. Engineer here in Ottawa. We are Somerset and Elgin. Thought we'd start here and look at the residential and business neighborhood of Elgin. Walk up this way and hit Rideau first. Now, shall we start our walk? Very interesting day yesterday. Just going to flip the camera here. Voila. Pierre Gossou, morning to you. So, a city under a siege so violent, we've had to enact the Emergencies Act, previously known as the War Measures Act, only used in peacetime by, ironically, Trudeau's father in the early 70s. And that was for violent actual terrorist attacks that were happening from militant Quebec separatists. So obviously he thinks this is the same here. So you look at Elgin Street, where many of the businesses have remained closed despite basically nothing going on here. And we'll head up north towards Parliament. We'll do the opposite today. I'll start over at Rideau and Sussex. That's where the big dance parties happen on the weekends. And work our way towards Parliament and look west after that. Provinces are dropping a few mandates, but they won't let go of the passports or masks. One announced today, I just saw on Twitter, a date, March 12th, I think, to drop passports. Not sure if it was Saskatchewan or not. Pierre Gossou, didn't we have this convo yesterday? It's private medical information, my friend. Amy, always good to see you. Greece in South Carolina. Hope you're bundled up. I've been to Hilton Head. Is that South Carolina? Like a private island for rich people? Always some. What's the temp? When I looked, it was minus 17 Celsius. You'll have to do the conversion. It's cold, but not as bad as yesterday. I'm already heating up under my North Face. And it's going up to plus tonight, and rain is coming. So it's going to get messy up in this national capital. Rain will be good. It'll get rid of the snow, but then, of course, we all know it's going to freeze again. And Ottawa will be a skating rink. Hopefully that's the exact time that they've scheduled to tow trucks. That'll make it 10 times the fun. Amy Lamprey, yes, Hilton Head is South Carolina. I thought so. Went there in the 80s with my family. It was fantastic. It was beautiful. All right, so we'll get in a good morning walk. Hard limit with my current tech setup. Seems to be about 2 hours if it's below minus 15, so we'll see how we do today. There can be incredible variation in battery longevity. This phone is almost 2 years old, so I imagine that's got a little bit to do with it too, but it's mostly the temperature. Angela Parker, hey, what about the arrests in BC? Which arrests? Please educate us. Thanks for being here. Derek Coe, hey, thanks for the coverage, man. Respect from England, yeah. Where are you in England? Smashinome. Hey, Canadians email mcu@justice.gc.ca. The Honorable David Lametti, Attorney General of Canada. Make sure your charter and constitutional rights are not being violated by the mandates. Great idea. So, turn your heads away, people, from the violence and destruction created by the occupying force of racist terrorists that are here. I know it's hard to look at, but we've all got to see. We have to witness the terrorist invasion. Yeah, I'm hot on the inside, cold on the outside. Anybody else streaming? I just saw Biker Mike was the only stream that I was seeing when I was out. That's what we're doing right now, trying to take this morning slot. The younger overnight guys that can even consider staying up all night to stream, they've ended. And some of the big daytime guys, War Campaign and others are not starting until 9 or 10. So seems like a good little spot to pick to fill in the coverage. Angela, Surrey, BC arrests 15 February of peaceful protesters. Oh, geez. I haven't heard of that yet. It's hard to hear everything. I mean, you've got, the mainstream media blackout, so you don't see the headlines. And then there's so much happening on all levels. Sometimes it can be a little slow to pick up on this stuff. Interesting. I can't see that last chat you read with who to contact. Interesting. Maybe our chat is open. I don't have any restrictions on it, so I was thinking maybe the email address or something is blocking it from view for you guys. I'll put it back up and leave it up so you guys can write down that email if you wanted to do that. Oh, I'm at the longest crosswalk light in history. There we go. Yesterday and last night specifically was spent. We had a source out on the road. The other Jay, he was in our Friday stream on Friday, which is offline at the moment. We might have had a couple of drinks and I started playing Prince music and it got copyright strikes. So I've got to edit that out and put it back up. Anyway, other Jay is a contractor here. Drives all over town every day for work. And he's gotten to know a lot of the truckers, semi-high ups too. And he called in with, first off, that his significant other got emailed by CBC directly asking if she contributed to the truckers because CBC has got the hacked list from Give Send Go and they're actually contacting everyone on the list for quotes. And no guarantees they won't dox them while they're at it. Okay, we're going to get up. Is regular chat showing Smashinome's message now? Posted overnight by Marcel Ernie. Yeah, I catch a lot of his vids. That's cool. Like I said, I was working on that, and then other Jay also stopped at the Oysee Transpo. Oysee Transpo is Ottawa's public transport company, public-private partnership, and all the city's big tow trucks for the buses are all gathered at one location at their Pinecrest garage, Pinecrest in the highway. They figure that's what's going down there. Other Jay actually got out and talked to someone working there. He wasn't willing to be recorded, unfortunately. But he said that's the plan. They've worked it out that each truck would require a 3 to 4 hour round trip. There's 16 trucks, and they're guessing anywhere from 2 weeks to a month, depending on how many trucks are down here, if that's how they did it. Harassment, indeed. And I'll remind everyone that in 2020, when incriminating evidence on Chinese activities and Ukrainian activities was available through the Hunter Biden laptop, Twitter and Facebook banned the New York Post, America's oldest newspaper, from publishing the story, and anyone linking to it. Accounts were shut down because that information was hacked. It was illegally gained. So the donor list from Give, Send, Go was hacked, illegally gained, yet here's CBC using it, and they're going to dox people who donated. And it looks like someone in the Ontario Doug Ford government has already been asked to resign because they were on the list. Did all Canadians get that email that Smash and Ohm posted? Would you like me to put that up there again? Two little fish. Good morning from Sipkin Acadia, land, now called Nova Scotia. Yeah, all right. Sorry about the pronunciation. Haven't encountered that word before. Nova Scotia, right on. I've been to Halifax a couple times. It was awesome. Rocket launcher, hey, ghost town. I don't know. It looks like a violent siege to me, brother. Can't you see the harassment? Yeah. Two little fish. Facebook banned me from 5 accounts from 2015, 2018. Finally banned them back. Yeah, I'll tell you, the only reason that I've kept it is just for my recording studio business, just because still a lot of normies who use Facebook and can reach people with it. We have put a SuperSpreaders page up for the normies. You never know. We broadcast live to that as well. Anybody prefers Facebook? Close enough, eh? Yeah. Sorry, bro. From Buffalo, New York. Right on. I've been to Buffalo a few times. Love New York. Love America, really. I lived there for 6 years. Bethesda, Maryland. Suburb of Washington, D.C. Went to high school there. Absolutely loved America. Love the Americans. Chateau Laurier, one of the coolest hotels in the world. I'll put up Smash Gnome's email again for any Canadians to take that email. Jennifer, we see you. For some reason, Smash Gnome's posts aren't visible on YouTube, so I'm just holding that on the screen. I'll get to the next chats in a sec. Everybody write down that email. Okay. Jennifer Bolts, good morning from Pennsylvania. Hey, how are you? I've been through Pennsylvania too. The Hershey Chocolate Theme Park. Amy Lamprey, unknown, you know, because this is why we're really striving and pushing to get to our 4,000 view hours. Then we can partner, and this chat will become the proper live chat. Right now, we end the broadcast, the live chat's gone. In the future, we'll all be able to, once we hit that 4,000 hours and we're partnered, then the live chat will be there for everyone to look at after and review and that kind of stuff. Right. So did that work? Adding spaces? Is it still in the chat? Might be a regional thing. And then there's the whole YouTube mystery of until you're a partner, live streams are throttled. They're limited, quote unquote. Who knows what the hell that means? It seems to be directly tied to subscriber numbers and view hours. How many people are allowed onto the stream? At first it was 10 or 12 people and nothing would change that number. Then it was 25 people and then 50, and yesterday we're up to 200. So I think they just want you to slowly grow and make sure that you're dedicated to what you're doing as they open things up, which makes sense. I mean, it's kind of the cool thing about YouTube that it's full of yahoos, but at the same time you can imagine some of the horrible stuff that could get put up on live streams. Adner 45 Hayes. Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Did I meet you yesterday?
We didn't meet yesterday,
No,
no.
maybe not.
Yeah.
My wife and I, we sleep in the tent.
Oh, yeah, where?
Well, way down King Edward.
Yeah.
Going towards Gatineau.
Yeah.
There's a big park.
Yeah.
And bush
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
But we're not allowed to make fires or nothing there.
Yeah, right.
But anyways, the shelters won't take us in.
Why?
Because we don't have our COVID shots.
What?
Yeah.
So you have to have a COVID shot to go to like
Homeless
Shepherd's of Good Hope?
Homeless shelter.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
1 sec, man. Do you mind being on YouTube? Does that bother you?
It doesn't.
Okay.
We are asking if people can help us though, so we can eat donation.
Yeah,
We
for
are.
sure.
All right.
I could, but no cash.
Okay.
Cashless society, man. This must be a big problem when you're asking
Well,
for help.
that is.
Yeah, I got plenty at home, so next time I'll think about you and I'll bring a pocket full of change and
Okay.
help you out. Nothing I can do right now. So are you sticking around here with the truckers though? You can at least get food and stuff here,
Well,
right?
yeah, but see, it's 11. It's quite a mile. It's a
Yeah.
long walk.
Yeah.
I don't want problems with. the
Sure, I'll
YouTube
turn the
thing,
camera away.
You know.
Yeah, no worries.
But yeah, they won't let us stay without COVID shots.
That's just fucking
And
crazy, man.
It is, and so right now, we only have each other to help.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can't get her keep walking. She's 3 weeks pregnant.
Oh,
So
for real?
she can't keep walking up and down here. And
Right.
this is it, man.
Right.
Like,
Well, I'm sure if you ask them for a care package, I got smokes. I'll give you a few smokes. Bro.
all right.
Yeah, man.
Thank
There
you.
you go. Careful with those, though.
Thank you very much.
I hate when they break. Then you're
Yeah.
like, oh. Yeah.
I
I'm
don't know
sure
who to ask, so I've been asking several different people. And
So
we
you're
get
up
the-
here, so it's a little early.
yeah.
But over the next hour or two, they're going to be setting up all those tents for food. You go tell them your story; they will give you a bucket. They have too much food, bro.
Yeah.
They have too much food.
I have
literally.
a long walk too,
I
so
know,
I
I
have
know.
to be careful of what I carry.
For sure, but once those tents start opening up, there'll be ones right on the hill, then there'll be ones again just before Kent and at Bank Street. And just take a walk west
Yeah.
and just ask them freely, and,
Sure.
and they'll be more than happy to give you food, man.
Thank
I
you.
go out and do these streams for hours, and I just grab hamburgers and
Yeah.
stuff all day long, man.
Are they going to be doing a breakfast or?
Yeah, down on O'Connor and down that way. They were cooking breakfast yesterday, eggs and ham sandwiches and stuff.
Maybe
man.
I'll go check that
Just
out.
go
I'm
check
really
it out.
hungry right
If they're
now.
not open yet here, then continue on west.
Yeah.
And look down where all the trucks are and continue that way. You
Okay.
will find somebody cooking breakfast.
Thank you so much.
Good luck, man. Get the camera back here. Camera. Okay. What is going on? Can you guys see the camera? Just gonna switch it. Oh my gosh. Camera. Okay. Here's some engineer. Settings, camera. It's way too many buttons just to switch the camera in this app. StreamYards has been incredible, but that's a little weird. All right, there we go. Sorry if I was pressing buttons or the feed went dark. I was talking to that guy and I'm holding the mic and sometimes things happen. Adno 45 Hayes, good morning. It's 12:20 a.m. Thursday morning here in rural New South Wales, Australia. Wow. Welcome. Keep up the good work. Love your coverage. Been watching you since day 2. Yes, thank you so much. Everybody like, share, subscribe. Anybody with a little extra scratch, send us a couple bucks. Emails below until we get our hours. Then we can just do super chats and I don't have to beg. Two little fish. Thanks, Smashinome. Stand for the DTCOM. Hope these chats are going through. And I can't wait until we get these chats, the ability to archive them, and then live chat replays when the video's up, plus the comment section. It'll be really great. And we're getting there. We'll probably get close to 1,000 hours level today after today's stream. Then we just need 3,000 more hours of watch time after that. So if anybody subscribed, wants to put up our trucker playlist in the background on a device and just let that run while they cook lunch or breakfast. Boycott Hershey. They fired all their, yeah. God, boycott everybody. This is a great stream. We can actually read the chat in. Yeah, good. Good. What I really want is the ability to go through this afterwards, not lose any chats, subscribe back to channels that pop in, keep dialogues going. Do you guys get a live chat and then a comment section underneath? Because if so, then the comment section underneath will be preserved. You know, what is the situation in Australia? Seems to just really go up and down. We'll take a little walk through the market. Since now that they've announced loosening of all the protocols and everybody's getting a little more realistic, I've applied back to get a kitchen job. I'm a chef as well as an audio engineer, and always use chefing to fill in the holes when the studio was quiet. So I applied to a business down here. Now, unfortunately, he said the Convoy has really adversely affected business here, and this is one of the busiest parts, the best parts in Ottawa to have a restaurant. But that is mostly because the police have blocked everything off, and this building here is the backside of the Rideau Center, and most commonly, people shop up there and walk through the Rideau Center, come out here, and head into the market to drink and eat. So the Rideau Center reactionarily closed because there's going to be people without masks. Sean, hey Sean, until 1,000 subs, they cap how many viewers. Yeah, there's a kind of an arbitrary cap, and you can see it with the numbers. Numbers go steadily up as notifications go out to people that were streaming, and then you can tell that at some point there's an artificial squeeze on it, and it'll stay there no matter what, unless we happen to walk into like a Viva Fry or a Travel Fund 69, and all of a sudden there's a whole new group of people that are forced to go search for us, in which case then the numbers are allowed to go up again. So I think it's subscriber based and it's view hour based, and that's fine. We're showing just fantastic growth. Not worried about it. I mean, just 5 days ago, the stream would throttle at about 25 people. Here were 155. And that's just the concurrent views. There's lots of people popping in and out. Yesterday's stream was 1,500 views, I think, just when I got home. Angela, a couple of days ago, every live stream I watched from up there turned black. All at once? That's wild. There are massive burdens on the internet, the wireless infrastructure here sometimes, to where my YouTube streams, when I'm watching at home, YouTube starts stuttering and stuff, and a notification will come up and say, see why your playback is stuttering. And it should show a graph of the infrastructure here just bottoming out. Mad Mitch, yo, make sure it's set to live chat instead of top chat, right? Rocket launcher, thank you, Canada, for standing up. God bless the trucker is part of the people. Indeed. As long as we hold fast, this isn't ending anytime soon. They can bring those tow trucks in. There's only so many in town. There's only so many operators, I'm sure, that are willing to do this. Can you imagine being the tow truck driver that's coming down here? What a dirty POS you're going to feel like. So these are all tourist trappy stores here. Expensive tourist items. Some excellent long-time family businesses down here. Delis, Jewish delis. The Point Fish Market. Fantastic, fantastic stuff. And this street that I'm walking on is all from stem to stern. Open air, local farmers market in the summer. A great place to come and shop. Tourists all come here. But she's pretty dead. Restaurants here rely on surrounding businesses and shoppers from the Rideau Center to make their lunches and dinners. And right now, I mean, with our Prime Minister announcing that, and the Mayor announcing that it's a terror war zone down here, obviously people aren't coming. This is where we were yesterday. I'll head back up to Sussex. In the distance, we can see the spire of the Library of Canada built in the back of Parliament. Super beautiful. Hangs right out over the Ottawa River. It's quite something. We'll head back to the hill and take a look at a couple chats. Hopefully Canadians can see Smash Gnome's chats. Yeah. David Harrison Ree, well said. Platforms have teams that monitor. Well, yeah, I mean, there's that too, right? We're just forced into this bizarre, paranoid world. You know, I'm like, am I being watched? Am I going to get banned? My IP address being tied up with my phone because Canada was caught having a secret program. They're monitoring everyone's phones through the cellular service full time, just like the NSA in the States. And they enacted that almost right away with the pandemic because it was part of the, Event 201 plan for governments to do this. Baylargion, would that be correct? Only losers work, am I right, kids? Jennifer. Yeah, we've been watching Australia's. You guys have been on a hell of a ride down there. Though Australia is very much like America and Canada, with different provinces being different states, right? Or the states there. Yeah. So they're kind of different from region to region. Some of the stuff we were seeing there, especially early on, was brutal. Government spies on everything I do. I know I'm that important. Yeah, well, that's the thing about paranoia, right? Paranoia is pretty self-centered. But then again, there's that old saying, only the paranoid survive. Or just because I'm paranoid doesn't mean they're not watching me. Sharon, good morning. Great to have everybody here. Welcome any new people to the channel. Please like, share, subscribe. Share out to Twitter. We're on Twitter, super_spreaders. By all means, fire off a little donation if you're in the mood and you like the chat that we're having here. I've been really appreciating the chat. People seem to be curious about the political details that we're finding out here in Ottawa. I have high-level discussions here. I really enjoy that. Smart people in the chat. King Kong, yes. Breakfast at Parliament. Can scale the Peace Tower. You can have a chew on Trudeau. You're a good man, Jay. Oh, Amy. Oh, shucks. 510 Redneck. Quadruple thumbs up. We'll go up the steps here towards Parliament. Go a little back way. Do a little tourism. This is the American Embassy monolith. Jennifer, wish we could be there to support. If we could get across the border without the jab, we've made a drive already. Well, ain't that the thing? Isn't it funny how everything that was needed to combat the pandemic is exactly what you need to suppress a population and keep them from forming a plan together? Strange. Shares a lot of the same consequences as all the climate change stuff. King Kong, I guess you got to go scale a building in New York. Hard to watch with the banner across the screen. Well, we got a brand. We got a brand. Which banners ruin it for you? Boycott Hershey. Love chocolate, but not that much. It's also not great chocolate. That corporate milk chocolate stuff, not very exciting. We'll walk up Mackenzie Avenue. If we rotate, there's Parliament. And then North Parliament, we can see the American Embassy, the Art Gallery, National Art Gallery. Beyond it, and just beyond that, is the bridge to Hull, Quebec, which I'm hearing they sometimes open them, sometimes close them. The banner hide half the screen. Which, that one? Tall Oaks, hey. JT learned to young. Top it off, Hershey replaced their unvaxxed workers with vaxxed ones. They're all still working from home. And this is what happened to a lot of the truckers. Untold stories. I've had Uber drivers that were truckers and telling me the stories of they were all older guys, and trucking companies have used COVID immediately to get rid of their older truckers who required more pay, more benefits, and hired just a bunch of young kids, less pay, fewer benefits, fewer problems, fewer arguments. And so, I mean, a lot of these truckers, it's not just these mandates, it's the whole lockdown has been terrible to them. Browse the web, hey, cool name. Flood the downtown area with hundreds of colorful bouncy castles. Mock the tyrants. Indeed, the bouncy cancels. Marina, hey, adopt one cop. JV Morrison, hey, thank you for streaming this morning. Shameless self-plug. I've been doing tons of interviews with anti-mandate protesters. Plays 26 of them on my channel. All right, JB. Everybody give JB some love and some subs. We will sub right away upon getting home. A Ken Star comments. There we go. I'll save that. We'll get you a sub on our end. We're on Twitter. So if you got information you want to share, if we ever want to collab or anything, you just contact us there or at the email scrolling at the bottom of the screen below, taking up half the screen. Jane Doe, the government crashed businesses and you think it's the truckers. Yeah, LMAO indeed. They're tampons. That's a hot take. Deborah Benson, they reported on the news how the truckers shut down businesses and preventing people from their livelihood. I laughed. T did that, not the truckers. I'm sure that I have lots of business. And, you know, as an Ottawan, living right in the residential business area where we started out, near Elgin, those stores closed of their own accord. I know some of the restaurant owners down there. They're woke, and they've closed, and many of them have remained closed the entire time. Some have reopened, noticing that nobody was getting lit on fire, nothing bad was happening. Most are closed, and it is strictly a political decision to stay closed. Either that, or they believe the lies so much that they're worried. Ramona, get the fuck out. Out, Yankees. Which Yankees? Yankees are all right. Only the privileged allowed to be open. Let me know, we got a long way to go. Now, the privileged are choosing to shut down, and that way they get to tell their little story about how the truckers forced them to close. In the background, that is the Rito Center. The back of the top half of the Rito Center. Bridge goes over there, you cross the street, you go through that structure, you come out the back, shoppers go out there to the market where we were at to eat. And all of that is closed. A good friend at Hershey was forced to lose 28-year job. Jeez. Hagbard Celine. A lot of those businesses are closed because their workers fear for their safety. That's unmasked folks harassing workers, not the government. It's a neat story, but that's all it is a story. What I find so funny is when counter-protesters are outrageous, loud, violent. The guy who stole the flag from the little girl. We live in an age where everybody's got a recording device on them. So there's always footage of that. Never any footage of the harassers, the unvaxxed harassers. And your term too, unvaxxed. Most of these truckers here, most everybody here is vaxxed. So, I mean, you're making these connections to conveniently dismiss things you don't want to face. The businesses are closed of their own accord. There's no way around it.
Morning.
Morning, how are you? Good, good. They're closed. It's their choice. How do you explain all the businesses that are open? They're not being harassed. Hagbard, there's a video on our channel. It's called Truckers Are Bad for Business, where I record a conversation with the only Tim Hortons at the time that was open downtown. Now others have opened. She herself says business is great, everybody's behaving, and she thinks that the other stores closed of their own accord for protest reasons. So, you can keep telling yourself that story, but there's just not much evidence for it. 75 YBA, welcome. Word is RCMP are moving in before the weekend. Yeah, I would think it's got to happen this week if he's going to be that dramatic to announce the Emergencies Act. Something's going to happen next 2 or 3 days, I would think, or his woke base is going to start getting mad at him. Alyssa in Oz. Do you reckon the truckers will be forcibly removed? Yes. There's no other way to remove them other than dropping all the mandates. That would be the easy way. Or having a chat with them, sitting down and actually talking to them. That would be another idea. You could maybe get some trucks moved if you did enter negotiations. It's like, that's how these things are supposed to work. But yeah, they'll be forcibly removed. It's just, you look at the reality of it. Things look thin now, but there are trucks everywhere, all over Ottawa. Thousands of them. They can move in a second. They can make it a lot tighter down here. And on the weekend, it's sheerly full down here, nose-to-nose trucks. As we get up there, just kind of use your analytical mind when we're looking at the body of the trucks. So we're going to go through up here at the hill and further west. And just think, the tow truck's got to go in, strap up. If the guy's, the operator's not going to be cooperating, the truck will be off. Maybe lock the transmission, maybe pop the tires. So you have to use straps to load this truck. Hey.
They're not popping tires.
Yeah. I'm making a theoretical statement for if the truck's resisted being moved. It would take 3 to 4 hours per truck, is what they're estimating. So times how many hundreds of trucks, thousands of trucks. So that would be a weeks long operation. Defund the silk suit and limo crowd. Beaky Ace, Dusk Mirror. These businesses got fooled by Trudeau to not open. They would have made millions if they stayed open. It's their loss and Trudeau's fault. Exactly. You know, I mean, as a leader, he could have been ideologically opposed to what they're doing, which he is, obviously, but said, everything seems calm. Everyone stay calm. We're moving in tons of police to protect businesses and enforce regulations. Remain open for business. We'll deal with it. Instead, he said it's a Nazi terrorists, and everybody shut down. And cops were sent in to swarm onto the protesters and watch them in case they were going to start, breaking the law. When really they just should have had cops in the shopping districts, in the eating districts. And if they want to be dickheads about the masks, then, I mean, police telling people to put masks on, they would have put their masks on. You could have kept Rita Center open. You think of the thousands of employees. The Rita Center is huge. The thousands of employees, they're not getting wages, and it's all just because of him declaring that it's terrorists. Lancelot Coles, very refined name. These government are under orders to push until people realize they are not there to govern, but to control. Same as medicine makers are not there to heal or cure, but to control the diseases inflicted. Sure seems that way, man. Breaking news, PM targeting parents, kids. Tell us more. Hey, Tom. Hey, everybody that's new. Welcome to the channel. We've been here since day one. We were a small little political channel before. And now we're down here every day, taking a chronicle of what's going on. Our specialty's become this morning stream, so I guess we're like Good Morning America, Good Morning Canada. Saw 2 tow trucks going somewhere on Metcalf on my biker stream, right? Ramona, they won't be your everyday tow trucks, buddy. If you put into Google images, OC Transpo tow trucks, you'll see what they are. They're very, 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 very big. These things can tow double-decker buses, and that's what we've seen them gathering at OC Transpo's garage at Pinecrest at the Queensway. See, Windsor, the RCP will come in and most of the folks will flee. Few will get arrested. A reasonable prediction. Don't think the trucks will flee. Mr. G, Ottawa police were known to get kickbacks from towing companies. Haven't heard about that. Jane Doe, Scott thinks it's okay for these businesses to stay open while the small mom and pop are forced to close. Well, that's the thing, right? That's the thing. Small local businesses like mine, mom and pop restaurants and stores, don't have the resources to handle this. Weren't allowed to have more than so many people in or nobody in. Meanwhile, you can all go to Walmart. Boycott supermarkets, buy from small shop whenever possible. Agreed. I'm in a good zone for that. I don't have to go corporate shopping often down here, downtown. Smash Gnome still trying to get seen. Hopefully your chats are going through. AD, hey. I heard part of emergency order. Tow trucks to tow upon demand. or else fine. Well, yeah, I mean, the Emergencies Act allows for that, to have people, compel people to do your bidding and confiscate. They can take the trucks and throw the driver out and put an RCMP operator behind it, or a military operator. Joe Smallwood, hey, this is what happens when a Christian people place a non-Christian government in power. We do this over and over and then cry about it. Let's say, separation of church and state is important. So I don't think the problem is necessarily Christian government, but a God respecting, a recognition that Judeo-Christian values would made this country, and a big respect for church and community would go a long way, instead of the insane relativism and individualism that's inherent in modern woke politics being promoted. Yeah, guys. Holy smoke. I think everybody just parks their sign and comes back later in the day, picks it up, and gets back to protesting. But yeah, we've seen, a good resurgence in faith and community-based operations. You got to remember Give, Send, Go, Christian organization. I don't think it matters if you're religious or Christian or not. The benefit of having your base in a religion is much less likely to go with instant popular change in society and government, and be more sensitive to and aware of potentially dangerous changes in society, because they feel like they go against what your God's telling you to do. So we definitely need to keep churches in the dialogue, instead of, they've been vilified lately. Sometimes you see press articles and they just kind of list, along with being a Trump supporter, being Christian is like something totally evil, which is insane. Gonna get caught up some chat, so it's okay. Hey, little good boy. There he goes. Little pug for freedom. Got a professional crew here. They're all unmarked now because they're worried about media hate. Poor media. I don't know why the peace flame's been off this whole time. I guess we've terrorized that as well. There's just kind of general gathering here. There might be a service starting. I know there's some churches do service and prayer here, and many announcements get made here in the morning. People starting to gather and get ready. Hey. 2,111 concurrent viewers. Congrats, guys. That's our biggest live yet. I guess the YouTube throttle is opening up. Things are getting announced a little better. We'll get there soon. To everyone watching, if you're enjoying the conversation and the walk, please like, subscribe, share it out somewhere. The YouTube algorithm loves seeing that things get shared. Consider making a tiny donation through PayPal or interact with SuperSpreaders at protonmail.com. That will allow me to get equipment. I need a better mic. As an audio engineer, I'm kind of embarrassed of the earpod audio. Got to get a lavalier mic. And to take more time off. Today I've got to get back to the studio and edit videos, mix music, get a little bit caught up on reality. And if anybody wants to conspire with us to get our view numbers up, put our trucker playlist on a device in the background and just let her play. Get us some view hours. We got 3,000 hours to go. Then we can partner with YouTube and we can have proper live chats, super chats. I don't have to go through the process of begging for donations, which I hate. Not here for the money, here for the cause. But having said that, whoops. Oh, okay. Sorry. Then I'd love to get freed up, be able to take, a week off and just do this. It'd be fantastic. But I got to get caught up on stuff, so that'll be the rest of my day today. And might come out for a little night trip before it rains. We're going to be +3, +4 degrees, so like 37, 40 degrees or something in American. Mr. Dondon, this is a dictatorship now. Well, it's perilously close. We really were already there. All the mandates and laws that the Liberal government has enacted over the last couple of years, they weren't done properly through our legislative branch. Trudeau just gets up and announces something, and that's it. It's law. Doug Ford in Ontario, the premier gets up and announces something, and that's it. You got to do it. So we've been in a dictatorship for 2.5 years now. It's just Trudeau's making it official. Hey, everybody in chat. Chat's really moving now. Great to have you all here. Future UX, welcome. Anyone who donated to Give and Go is effed. We'll see. Hey, how are you? That's the doxing of those people and activities by the media hunting them down. You can see a little short from last night on our channel that I made of a personal friend of the channel, its girlfriend, getting contacted by CBC, the state media here, funded with our tax dollars, using the illegal docs to hunt down and interview people that appeared on the list. It's just criminal. Openly criminal. Not even pretend criminal like it's been for years now. These are all the news organizations that didn't question weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. So at least they played like they were being objective back then. Now they don't even bother. Just open criminality. Life's Journey's readings. Trudeau's boss is the queen and she doesn't like people stealing away her profits. She has weddings and shit to pay for. Indeed. It is true. At this point, what I'd like to see is a populist government elected and moves start to be made for Canada to become a republic. Problem is, that's going to be a big fight. Canada is a secret history of Canada, and that we are the money laundering system for the British Empire, the Anglo-American Empire. It's really fascinating, actually. Most of the banks here in Canada were created for the British Empire to launder opium money from China. It's really wild stuff. So I don't know if the Queen's going to want to lose her money laundering operation here. It's very lucrative. Natalia F. Well-endowed patriot truckers for freedom. You know it. I have been personally inquiring, Natalia, and all truckers are well-endowed. So are all their supporters. It's a prerequisite. Some extremely French reporting going on there. It'd be nice to have all that gear. Battery packs you can swap in and out. Really good audio. Maybe one day. 2,361 watching. A new record. Congratulations to everyone. Welcome to everyone here that's new. It's great to have you. Sue Williams, fly high, fly free. Australia is with us. Indeed. UHC Affordable Homes for Changing Lives. That sounds like a good idea. Fox News needs to be brought to its knees and we will bring them down. Fox News is your problem? I mean, they're, mainstream like the others, but it's pretty far down the list as far as things that need changing, in my humble opinion. Oh, we actually have traffic down here today. Or no, we don't. They're turning. All right. Just don't want to die in the streets. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, generally speaking, you could say, probably take a guess that a large share of the people involved with protesting probably lean a little bit right, if not a lot right. So they're going to like Fox, but it's not, it's fine. It's just, if you're going to be mad at Fox for being one-sided, then it's got to be CNN, MSNBC, you got to be mad at them for being one-sided as well. Or just let both exist. But this kind of claim that Fox is the one channel that's lying to everybody all the time is patently false. As we see over and over again, is all the narratives that the activist left media have been throwing out ever since Trump got in power. None of them's turned out to be true. Remember Russia? Kevin Glass, most of Fox News is blatant lies, but not bad lies. That's a really good way of putting it. We should all be watching. I mean, first off, CNN was cable news network, and it was 24 hours of someone sitting there reading the news. And then they started to have the talking head special shows. Those rapidly took over in ratings so much that now the cable news channels are nothing but talking heads. So as long as everybody knows what they're getting into, I don't think most people don't have the ability the refinement to watch Rachel Maddow spitting off insane lies about Trump or right-wingers and stuff, and to realize that she's just a person giving a highly volatile opinion. And they think that MSNBC is delivering news when she's just some lady on there ranting. Same goes for Tucker Carlson and all these guys.
Hi.
Things a little thinner through this stretch. God keep our land. Indeed. And to get back to what we were saying before, I think the important part about acknowledging God, the important part about acknowledging faith is not that Canada needs to be a bunch of Christians or anything. It's just language to say that the rights that we have come from the universe, comes from God. So no arrogant, egotistical leader or government can take them away because they can't be God. And keeping somewhat of a focus on that idea and the faith involved with it is a good thing. Billy B, keep faith out of it, you lose like 60% of the population. Well, that's the danger, and that's why church and state are separate. I'm referring only to the concept of God-given rights. God keep our land. Having God in your national anthem is a song to the universe, a song that those are inalienable rights that come from the universe. They don't come from the government. America's Constitution and wording gets it a lot better. Supreme Court of Canada, speaking of inalienable rights. But yes, you keep the actual churches and the actual religions out of politics entirely, delineated directly by your Constitution. Of course, another thing that the Americans got exactly right. Billy Bob Belchick, I support SuperSpreaders base views in all caps. We support you too, Billy Bob. Trudeau, Hitler. Trudeau, Hitler. Oh, the memes fly. The memes fly. Welcome everyone new to the channel. It's great that there's such a hunger out there for everyone to see what's going on all over the world. And those of us here in the city can provide you with that service. As Lord knows, mainstream media doesn't. What's it like in, we've got a few different countries here. What is the coverage like in yours? We see lots of Americans, Australians, French. What's the coverage been like generally over there? Are they hostile too? Do you guys have super far left media making it look like the terrorist attack here? Jürgen Grunau, German. Welcome. Willkommen. Yes, true terrorist teddy bears. How the people of Ottawa put up with this, I don't know. Look into the dead black eyes of terror. Thank God we've got the Emergencies Act enacted, or there'd be plushies everywhere. Plushies spilling out of bouncy castles, Canadian flags, people saying freedom, which has been defined as a right-wing term now. New Fox Gibbon, far less coverage in Australia, only Sky News. Yeah, well, Sky News is your Fox, right? That's Murdoch, isn't it? And all the Murdoch institutions went from being unbearably biased, and this is where, you know, it's not undeserved. Fox was horrific to watch in the 2000s. Absolutely insane. They acted like the woke people that they make fun of now. I remember Fox News guests openly calling for Rosie O'Donnell's execution as a traitor for suggesting stuff about 9/11. You know, they were absolutely wild, and they cheer-led America into war in Afghanistan and Iraq so hard. They try to pretend they didn't now, but they sure did. But as the woke left took over all the media, and they got rid of Roger Ailes, Fox News really is like it's the fairest, truly the fairest news you can probably get. And Sky News is even better. I subscribe to them, and I love their coverage. I love this truck. I gotta get me one of these. Hey guys. Tracy Casey, I like Ottawa. Hookers are cheap. Are they? I used to live in the rough edge between Chinatown and Little Italy here. It was rough back then. It's really nice now. And had some prostitutes crawling around there. It was pretty rough stuff. Wouldn't know anything about that though. Stephen Hooser. Hey, when liberals stole the election, Fox News immediately accepted the fake results. They conformed overnight to the bogus presidency. Yeah, well, there's a lot behind that story as well, too, right? They had legal stuff ready to go. Fox News was immediately hit with all sorts of lawsuits and injunctions. And that whole machine went into full gear where even asking if the votes were counted correctly is insurrection, undermining democracy. And yeah, there was a moment where a lawsuit led to some kind of injunction. We'll have to look into it. I don't want to say too much because I don't remember exactly. Hey, what does that say? SuperSpreaders YouTube channel. And so in some ways, their tongues were tied on that. And you saw when they had to go on, some of them had to go on TV and say, oh, we're sorry for saying that we thought maybe it was stolen and stuff like that. That was all legal shit. But at the same time, they're mainstream as well. You can only expect so much out of Fox News. It's just like any of this stuff. You can only expect so much out of a Trump. You can only expect so much out of any leaders. is first off, they have their own agendas. Second off, getting change and difficult things done is difficult and very, very hard to accomplish. A lot of roadblocks end up in the way. In the end, no one thing is going to save us. No one person is going to save us. No television station is going to save us. Stuff like this, the truckers will. I even wonder sometimes if this is kind of our little 1776 here sometimes. I wonder what this could end up playing out like. Misty, thank you. Everyone give a sub, please. It helps us. Rapid growth and view hours are what we need for YouTube to favorably review us when we apply for partnership. Partnership will allow us to have proper live chat that can be saved, super chat, so I don't have to beg for any donations by PayPal or Interact at SuperSpreaders@protonmail.com. You can see the feed at the bottom. Tanner, sub and like, thank you so much. Ooh, this chat's just flying. Trying to keep up here. Movement is spreading indeed. The Illuminati, watch our channel. Well, if you're the Illuminati, you can just make us all watch your channel, can't you? By all means, everybody check out the Illuminati, see what's going on over there. I'm going to put a star on that. And we'll go check you out when we get home. Stop the Trump nonsense and no American politics? What do you mean? At this point, it's the exact same problems going on in America as are going on here. When I refer to Trump, it's just to make points. It really doesn't matter to us. He's not going to be our prime minister. But we face all the same fights, the same attacks coming from the radical left, which is truly a Marxist movement, a neo-Marxist movement. At the end goal, revolution and communism. They just found a new way to do it. It didn't work when they tried to make the workers rise up because capitalism came along and they found that as people's incomes rose through free markets, they got sick less, they were happier, and you just couldn't get them to revolt against the government. They're having too much fun. So they flipped it. Marxists flipped it from being worried about the working class, whom they now hate, to getting us all focused on identities, focused on minorities, and make the revolution happen over that. Go home, terrorists, from Mr. Buzz. You mean, what, Trudeau? Canada has a free and fair election. You are feeling hate. Where is all the love? I didn't say Canada didn't have a free and fair election. We were talking about the point about Fox News being silent on the stuff in America. We weren't talking about up here. There's no credible indications that we had election foolery going on up here in Canada at all. White supremacists, Nazis do not require false flags. They willingly incriminate themselves. Yes, you're correct. Where are those videos? If I was a white supremacist coming to this white supremacist rally, I'd be extremely disappointed. I mean, it's just stuff like Romanian flags, Quebec flags, Canadian flags. Where are the Nazi flags? I mean, I'm a white supremacist that came down here for a good white supremacist party. I go and listen to the speeches, and no one's speeching about white supremacists. And they keep on having colored folk up on the stage talking in support of the truckers. So, if I was a white supremacist, it'd be all very disappointing. Unless it's all code. That's it. It's all code. The end all mandates. That's code. It's white supremacist code. Cool. They're getting ready for breakfast service there, getting their generator going. Let's check out battery. Not bad. No lockdowns, no mandates. Scared. Look, more code. That must be white supremacist code. Terrorist code. All right, Mr. Buzz, I can see that your discussion is elevating. So yeah, I just don't know what kind of white supremacist, racist, terrorist they're imagining. It's really hard to figure out because they're just maybe the world's shittiest white nationalist terrorists. There's not a single thing referencing white nationalism. There's not a single thing referencing race. Other than inclusion, yesterday we had a BIPOC, it's like a little organization of BIPOC people for freedom. They were down here, a lady spoke. So they're not good at the race thing and abysmal at terror. The only people that are terrorized are the people that believe what Trudeau and the TV have told them is going on. Welcome everybody new to the stream. We're really happy and proud to have you. Taking a walk back west here. See what's going on in some of the lower down streets. We're south Parliament, heading west. I smell donuts. So Tim Hortons must be open. Life's journey is reading a sea of Canadian flags is colonialism. Canadian flag is colonialism, which is white supremacy. That's a couple big leaps. It's called being a white nationalist, and it's between being a white supremacist and a Nazi. What is it's called being a white nationalist? Showing a Canadian flag? Hey, that's a lot of leaps there. What colonies does Canada currently have? I mean, you're at the point now where freedom is a right-wing word. Showing the flag is colonialism? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what flag should you show? Is it the same thing when the rainbow flags are out? Are all flags colonial? Just sounds like a whole bunch of Hegelian dialectic kind of stuff. Bunch of messing around with syntax. With this neo-Marxist woke stuff, it all breaks down to call something racist until you control it. Call something racist until you control it. So with our good friend there, the flags are racist until it's your flag. And you can show any flag you want, right? But not us, because you're going to call it racist. Smell some food going. We're at Queen and Kent. There's usually a food station here. We met a great guys here yesterday. Only but this guy's been living in this car the whole time. Wow, you get a good paint job for this. CH to explain everything with word salad because they're crazy. Well, it is. It is all words. Can't recommend enough to everyone in chat to check out James Lindsay. Lindsay spelled with an A.
Want a coffee?
No, thanks, man. I got to keep my hands free while I'm working. Thanks, man. Yeah. James Lindsay, Lindsay with an A. And the podcast and YouTube channel are New Discourses, and he tears all this down for you. And he's broken it down to those simple words. Call everything racist until you control it. Everything starts to make a lot more sense once you see it through that lens. God bless Rembrandts. All right. That sounds reasonable. Mr. Buzz, go home, stupids, truckers. All right. You know, when you're calling people stupid, you should probably check your spelling. But at least your comments are evolving over time now. Single Pringle. What about live and let live? No deep intellectual theories needed. Exactly. What about trying not pretending that we're in like 1950s Deep South, trying to make a true civil rights movement, which worked, which attained goals, which got laws passed that force equality in our countries. What about taking a moment and going, hey, did we actually achieve some goals? Can we stop bickering about race and get on with it? Whew, now that is a camper to see some action. Dang. Now there's a freedom trailer right down to the duct tape. That thing has been around, yo. It's probably as old as I am. Dang, just shoved it up with insulation. Whew. Seen everybody do what they have to do to be able to stay down here. It's amazing. Jobson Farm, thank you for spreading the truth. We are doing our best. And thank you to all of you for coming in. Thank you for liking the vid, subscribing, popping a little tweet out about with a link to videos and stuff is also great. YouTube algorithm loves that. If anybody's in the giving mood, we take donations at the bottom so that we can upgrade equipment. Oh, yesterday we got another thing that I hadn't thought about. After 2 years, I was using about 300 megabytes a month of data. And I started getting the text last night, you have used all your data. I'm like, oh yeah, right. This uses data. So there are costs associated with, I do have to work, but I'm my own boss, I can take time off. So we take donations, it'll buy us equipment and time. Once I hope we get nice and big like the other channels, we can actually start fueling some of that money. I can come down here with cash and give some truckers cash or give some homeless people some smokes. Manitoulin Island. Freedom Convoy, hold the line. Yeah. God, everybody's so friendly. Damn it. Sorry, I mean terroristic. Friendly is the white supremacist code word for terror. Give the homeless the smokes. Yeah, well, that's what we did at the start of the stream. Had this poor guy telling a big sob story. He's down in a park about a mile and a half from Parliament. It says his girl's pregnant. Wants money, but I mean, I don't usually leave the house with cash. Purposely leave my wallet at home so I don't have ID in case things get gnarly. I'm waiting here to cross. So Kent has remained very blocked. Lots of Kent Street has remained very blocked, nose to nose. Imagine just trying to get those giant ass tow trucks in here and getting rid of all this. 3 to 4 hours, the technician said, per truck. And we've seen a lot of good 400 trucks today. 400 times 4, 1,600 hours. Whew. Lyndon Johnson, hey Matt, spoke to the people of change, Martin Luther King. You know, I mean, that was the hard work, getting out there and doing what the truckers are doing. Peaceful, organized, partially disruptive protests until change happened. You know? Credit to Canadians. You know, the 2020 BLM stuff here was mostly peaceful. You did have some wild people in Toronto. There was some scenes that went around the world of BLM protesters going through the open air patios in Toronto, screaming at the diners, making them hold up their fists and stuff. Can you imagine if anything like that happened right now? Truckers are going around yelling at people eating at restaurants. Can you imagine what they'd say? Welcome to everybody on stream. We're so happy to have you here. At the end of the day, I spout off about stuff and you guys spout out about stuff. Not really here to change minds. I think what I think, you can think what you think. But the reason I'm on the side of the truckers here is they are not demanding that anyone not be allowed to speak. That is ultimately where I'm at. The reason I'm against the other side is this constant call for censorship, abrogation of constitutional rights, the cheering as their leader takes on dictatorial powers. There are even open calls now for imprisonment, even murder of the unvaccinated. And I can't be anywhere near that side. As they're so fond of pointing out, if you tolerate one person like that on your side, it colors your whole side. And I'll stick with a government that whose policies I don't like, as long as they uphold the Constitution. Everybody gets to talk. And I know that people that are really dug in on the left, I'm not going to change anybody's mind, but these live streams are going to stay up forever because we are on Rumble, we are on Odyssey. The description of this video has all the links you guys need. So these videos will be up forever. And I dare any of these, like Mr. Buzz here, didn't even correct the spelling error. You've had plenty of time to correct that spelling error. To watch. I mean, you're watching now, Mr. Buzz. Where are the Nazi flags? Where's the terror? Where's the racism? Where's the harassment? All you people talking about, oh, my shop had to close because one of our employees was attacked on the way to work. Where's the video? Where's the recordings? So yeah, Kent Street has stayed a real kind of mainstay. See lots of residential down here. So at first, I can certainly feel for Ottawa residents that were down here. If there were air horns going on, it must have been pretty hellacious. But then again, similar conditions prevail on Canada Day, other extremely large rallies and events. They can be rather torturous living this close to the hill. Jane Doe, please remember to save your videos. Everything is saved. It's all good. There's a copy within StreamYard on the cloud. YouTube has it. Now, YouTube is not a secure platform. Eventually, we presume we will be erased off of there. Everything's on Rumble, BitChute, Odyssey. So we thought of some of that. Still more things we can do to make sure we're secure. And we're learning as this grows. Been a lot of lessons to learn as we've gone through this. A tad and mad. Can't force me to stay in any country, especially Canada. There is I see a lot of talk nowadays, people leaving. It's easy to get pretty black-pilled. I know quite a few people making plans for Mexico, Costa Rica. At the end of the day, could be better, could be a lot better. It also could end up being more of the same without a lot of the benefits. They get great weather, but it's not like any of these countries really escaped any of these lockdowns too. Depending where you live there, you can live more rurally and be far away from police and stuff. And even if they have mandates, they wouldn't be able to enforce them. So I get it. And if you're going to leave, you might as well get rid of winter while you're at it. I do wish I lived in Texas, I think. Texas seems to have it going on, although they're in danger of getting turned blue. Jim McGregor Hill Ram Ranch. What is Ram Ranch? You have a good day too, Mr. Buzz. You're all right. I don't care what everybody else says about you. Got to work on the spelling, though. Jackson Fellner, Texas will never go blue. It seems unlikely, except the problem is always the cities, right? Cities start going liberal on you quietly. You don't notice. Cities plus rezoning. And before you know it, you've got AOC type people coming out of Texas. Gonna have to be vigilant down there. But at the end of the day, there's only so much Texans would ever take before they took matters into their own hands. Texas is damn near its own country. Solution to cities going blue: stop trucking in food. I mean, you've seen very many unexpected places go blue in the States and even in Canada too. But the Blues, they always guarantee their own downfall. They get in and mismanage everything, and after a while, everybody's had enough, and they got to call in daddy. Up here, though, it's odd having this conversation with Americans. Blues Democrat, red is conservative. It's the opposite here. Liberals are red. So I should probably stop using that term. But yeah, the liberals make it easy because they get so lax on everything. Everything starts visibly falling apart. Then after a couple terms, everybody knows it's time to call in daddy and vote in conservative governments. And the mistake that the Conservative Party was making up here was that they thought that everybody wants, excuse me, everybody wants mommy right now. to take care of them and pat their heads. So they tried to be more mommy. And now that everybody's screaming for daddy to come home and take the belt off, nobody wants our Conservative Party anymore. They turned into just a slightly different color of the Liberal Party, so no one really wanted them. Conservative parties have to not worry so much about making people like them. Just stay consistent. Eventually they'll get their chance again. So Bank Street is a major, another kind of primo small business area. We've seen a lot of change and a lot of closures through COVID here. It's been kind of tragic. Used to be a lot of trucks on here, and on the weekends, more trucks down here. Not mostly clear now, but still sheer terror, right? We're gonna head up Bank all the way to Parliament. Take another walk through there. Things should be getting a little bit more organized and lively there. Just gonna put down gimbal for 1 second here. Okay, there. Give you a view of the road. Boy. Okay. It's warming up. Definitely feel it warming up. Not gonna lose a thumb tip today. I really thought I was gonna lose part of my thumb there a couple days ago. That was mega cold. Minus 30 something in the wind chill. Just unblock the city and protest like normal people. +5 today. I hear you, you see love. And yeah, +5, that's gonna be nice. The blockade thing, you're thinking of the bridges, you're thinking of Coots. Nothing is blockaded here. Nothing is blocked in Ottawa. So kind of coming out of the gate a little bit disingenuous there. I live here and I can go anywhere. Cars experience some detours. On the weekend, it's wild, but it's like Canada Day. It's like saying that Canada Day is a blockade. It's just busy. And if they protested like normal protesters, you mean just like stand around with signs and walk and stuff? You can imagine how that would have gone down. They would have called them terrorists and arrested them all on the second day, and it would have been too easy. The reason this protest is working is that they're in trucks. They're in commercial tanks. That's the genius of this protest. As far as the blockades go, and every other thing that's going on everywhere else in the world is not affiliated with Freedom Convoy 2022. It's only these trucks here that are Freedom Convoy 22, and that's all I'm covering. And they have worked with the city since before they got here to keep whichever lanes open on whichever streets the police dictated. The police had the pattern, and police in the city had the patterns worked out, and they complied. You can truly get anywhere you want to go down here. Just seeing some notifications coming in that Doug Ford, the Premier of Ontario, will be speaking today, COVID related, considering his little mini rant he went on yesterday. Might be further lifting restrictions, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. He's a schizophrenic, that guy. Can't tell what he wants to do. But that is interesting. His mandates really are what prevail here in Ottawa as far as shops closing, mask wearing. Those are provincial mandates. The federal ones that the truckers are against are the travel and obviously the trucker vaccination, travel and border mandates that are federal. Joe T, there's been 2 protests against COVID on the Hill. Never even made the news. Yes, I mean there's been many organized protests we've seen. The vax works, you wouldn't need to mandate them. Agreed. And also, if the disease was bad enough, there wouldn't be really any arguments or mandates necessary. You know, when they called this an unprecedented lockdown, this unprecedented disease, I mean, I and everyone, we were expecting some Walking Dead shit, you know? People all around you changing and bleeding out and dying and stuff. And we don't even need the bullshit numbers. Just look around. How many people do you know got sick? How many people do you know died? The average for everyone that I ask is usually a friend of a friend's grandma. So they picked the wrong disease to go with this for. Everything else after that really is just details. If it was Walking Dead and society was falling apart as people were dropping in the streets, we'd be banging down doors to get the vaccines, to get anything. We'd be isolating ourselves. We wouldn't need to mandate a damn thing. One-eye monster, because it's illegal to arrest protesters or invoke emergency according to Canada's own constitution and laws. Yeah, he's got a hell of a time trying to prove what the Emergency Act takes is that the governor in council, prime minister, has to declare an emergency that is beyond the scope of, if it's located in one spot, beyond the scope of the province to deal with. And that's hardly the case. And all the rest of the details, it has to be, excessively horrible act of God, excessively and immediately violent. It just, how he could even justify it is unknown. But with the NDP party here, another even more radical left party, they control a majority of the legislature here. So that's kind of what's kept this going. Both the parties are pro-COVID. So they don't even need the official opposition is the Conservative Party, but they don't have the seats compared to Liberals and NDP together. So it's really, we've been kind of living under a Liberal and NDP co-government. Ooh, the chat just keeps moving. Yeah, images of the plague. I know one family member died, but they had leukemia. My nephew had his first epileptic fit after getting the vax. Wow. That's one of the first reasons that I wouldn't get any vax until it was on the market for probably decades. Until recently in my life, I was epileptic. And it's one of the most common side effects of the vaccine, and most vaccines, but these ones especially, is seizures. So there's no way I was going near this damn thing, even if it did seem like it was legit, but it never did seem legit to me. Man, I just go to tap on something and it moves. So much chat. Welcome everyone. It's so great to have so many people here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. The usuals. Sharing goes a long way to teaching YouTube that we're a valuable channel. If anybody's enjoying and in a giving mood, feel free to PayPal down to the email at the bottom, superspreaders@protonmail.com. Anybody looking to de-Google, protonmail.com is a really good solution. All emails encrypted, no information shared. Whereas Google, Gmail accounts, they read your emails. One-eye monster. How do they know vaccine are even safe or without any side effects, short term or longer term? The VAC data study hasn't been or refused to be released. Yeah, the Freedom of Information request in the states that they famously wanted 55 years to release. They've dropped the first documents have been released. And they're already damning, showing horrible results from I think it's the Moderna, their own study, showing a ridiculous amount of deaths and side effects. That's it. After like a year, it's one document with tens of thousands more to come. That's why they want the 55 years. They say it's going to take that long to release the documents. LOL. Everyone new to the stream today, and that's quite a few of you. Welcome. It's great to have you here. We'll go up to the north side of Wellington. Take a walk down there. People must be getting set up for breakfast. Probably people rolling in. What time are we at? It's probably close to 10 now. It's getting warmer by the minute. Still windy.
Pardon? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
A lot of talk about vax. Hey, Met Fury, take or don't. Okay, all good, but I want powers to be say where it came from and why. Was it from a lab? Why was it spread so fast worldwide? Well, I'm with you. You know, take it, don't take it, and that's really the only issue we need to worry about at the moment is getting these mandates over with, getting forced vaccination gone, especially for the children. Then we can start investigating the root cause of all this is. And believe it or not, there's just as much evidence to show that there might not even be a novel virus called SARS-CoV-2. And all we might have gone through this entire time is a testing pandemic. That the test was designed so wide open genetically that you're always guaranteed to get a certain number of positives, no matter what was or wasn't in your system. There's mounting evidence towards that as well. So who knows? I'm not saying that's the situation, just saying. I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens. All right. Some future terrorists over there training, getting their motor skills ready so they can attack innocent Ottawans and harass them. You need that. We don't know the truth. We should have to choose based off of our instinct. Indeed. And I think, we all know it goes without saying, it's self-evident that if there was this horrific, highly deadly, highly contagious disease going through with obvious symptoms, not cold symptoms, and that people that got vaccinated didn't get it ever, and people were dropping dead left and right, we'd all be out there taking it. The very fact that we can even have some kind of debate and one side can show the other side studies and stuff proves that it's just not worth even having the fight about. It certainly proves it's not worth making mandatory. Wow, so those guys have steps into an entire house-like structure with a door and shit built in there into that trailer. Amazing. Amazing. That's wild. Anyone unaware of it, there is a German doctor named Rainer Fuellmich, Fuellmich, Rainer Fuellmich, and he has organized a Corona grand jury investigation into crimes against humanity. They run a live stream on Getter. It's got everybody that's in the medical community and intellectual community giving evidence as if we, the people watching, are the grand jury. So it's happened 3 weeks now. They're hours long. The most amazing people on there giving evidence, including starting with the history of the companies and people and societies around the world that are interested in creating this, this great reset, going all the way back to through English and Canadian history. Hey guys, how are you? To by now they're getting into the actual medical stories at the start of the pandemic with astounding doctors on telling completely unheard stories of 100% success rates with early treatment, problems with the tests and all that stuff. And then on Saturday there'll be day 4 and they'll go even further into the details. So all you have to do is search grand jury basically on Getter and you'll be able to find the streams. And by now I'm sure it's all over Rumble, BitChute, probably not YouTube unless you get lucky and it's not taken down. Really recommend everyone watching that. There's a lot to learn. And the more we know about the enemy, better arguments we can make. Yeah, freedom. Love you guys. Get the libs in here. Actually mocking people for demanding freedom. Absolutely wild what state that you've gotten yourself into where freedom spelled with the D-U-M-B, the dumb at the end, is your rallying cry. Yeah, that stupid, pesky, annoying constitutional freedom. Who came up with that? Got police putting flyers out. You're getting filmed too. You can see what they're saying. What do we got? Do you mind if I just... Oh, okay, yeah, go ahead. I'll take a look here. Ottawa Police Service. Notice to demonstration participants. You must leave the area now. Anyone blocking streets or assisting others in blocking the streets or committing a criminal offense, you may be arrested. You must immediately cease further unlawful activity or you will face charges. If you are arrested, you may be released on bail, depending on factors contained in Part 16 of the Criminal Code. People of Ottawa are being denied the lawful use, enjoyment, operation of their property. Bullshit. And you are causing businesses to close. Bullshit. That is mischief under the criminal code. Probably true. Charges and or convictions related to unlawful activity associated with the demonstration may lead to denial in crossing the USA border. Well, it's already happened, right? Federal Emergencies Act allows for the regulation or prohibition of travel to, from, or within any specified area. This means that anyone coming to Ottawa for the purpose of joining the ongoing demonstration is breaking the law. The Act also provides police with a number of measures, including the ability to seize vehicles that are part of this demonstration. Ontario law, EMCPA, now prohibits, so that's Emergency Measures Protection Act, now prohibits interference with any critical infrastructure, including 400 series highways, railways, airports, and international border crossings. Prohibits you from preventing someone from traveling to or from walkways, bridges, and highways other than 400 series highways, or preventing anyone from using them. It also prohibits someone from seriously interfering with the safety, health, or well-being of members of the public. Anyone who commits these illegal actions could face fines or be required to appear in court. Commercial vehicle driver's licenses and private driver's licenses can be suspended or revoked. Okay, guys, I'm going to put that back where the police put it. Wow, oh wow. Stuff is going down, kids, and I'm at 15% battery. Oh boy. All right, so I'm going to get this stream all wiped up. People, it's going down. Did you guys read that with me? Holy crap. If you enter Ottawa just to come see the protest, you're breaking the law. Your driver's license can be revoked. I mean, normally the only way that happens is through driving infractions. Unreal. Get these occupied. All right, so we got libs in here. You guys think this is great? You're loving it while it's your guy in power. You're loving it while it's your guy, your big woke guy is in power, and he's taking dictatorial measures. You're setting a precedent for the entire future of this country. You don't realize eventually there's going to be a right-winger in power. You guys are going to want to protest against him, but he'll be able to just go, oh, we're going to do the Emergency Measures Act, just like Trudeau did, and arrest all of you with no warning and take your driver's licenses. This is the problem with the left. I mean, you're just seeing it as a personal victory, like a bunch of children. Yay, I win, I win. No backsies, you know? But this is dangerous precedent. One day it won't be your guy in power. One day you're going to want to protest. And one day he'll invoke the Emergency Measures Act and take away your rights. I know it's hard when you disagree with people, but you've got to stand up for the Constitution so that we can all speak. You have to allow people to talk. Guys, the battery has run out. I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you'd enjoyed this, please consider making a donation to SuperSpreaders at protonmail.com. We could really use help so that we can stay down with this. I'm going to go home, charge up, see if I can find out exactly what's going on. Anybody here has any tips, hit us up at SuperSpreaders on Twitter, _spreaders. And I'll get charged up and head back out here if things escalate. Them putting those notices out might mean something's happening tonight. So stay tuned. I love you all. Engineer from SuperSpreaders out. Love ya.